Star Wars: The Acolyte is a show coming to Disney Plus this summer, and boy, are people excited.
Yay!
After buying Lucasfilm for over $4 billion in 2012, with the hopes of expanding into more male-dominated audiences that had previously eluded them, Disney has been giving those Star Wars fans everything they've asked for. Now, Disney is pushing the envelope even further than ever before with its stunning and brave progressivism and somewhere north of $200 million in cash to produce its first ever piece of lesbian-driven fan fiction about diversity and representation that will create a safe space for black nerds.
To be in any way, shape, or form a part of the wave that is ushering in inclusion and safety for black nerds. It's my dream come true.
Showrunner Leslye Headland, who used to work as the personal assistant for convicted abuser Harvey Weinstein, stated that her inspiration for this Star Wars show was in fact Frozen.
When I saw Frozen as a grown-ass woman, I cried through the entire movie. The concept of true love being between two sisters and not a heterosexual relationship. Like, I would love to make something like this that is, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning it's something that, like, my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person.
Gotcha.
But I would have been able to understand as a queer person.
Yes, indeed, the boys are back in town. Headland also hinted at the idea that the Acolyte may tackle some current-day issues, because nobody expects pure escapism from social issues and 2024 politics when watching an alleged Star Wars show. Here are some quotes from Leslye Headland herself. When you're doing something completely original, like we are, you want to question the status quo of the era that you live in. What I think is so interesting right now is that everybody thinks they're right. The Jedi really think they're right, and George tells us that they're wrong in Phantom. They missed a huge aspect of the dark side rising that just felt like fertile ground to look into what's going on for all of us right now. When I was a young queer girl, I was just hanging out with Ursula, the sea witch from The Little Mermaid. As a queer girl growing up, if you don't identify with the heroes and the villains show up and they're all queer-coded, you're like, yes, that's me. As a queer filmmaker, you're going to see some camp, inevitably, but I would say that tonally, our references are darker. What does that have to do with Star Wars? Beats me. But one thing I do know about this show is that it's so diverse and representative that it even stars Leslye Headland's own wife as a Jedi with a lightsaber whip. I can't wait to not see how that works. This show is going to be so fierce and bold that you won't even need to watch it to know how awesome it is. It's like a fresh cow pie. No need to lick it to know how good it tastes. In fact, Lucasfilm says that the Acolyte trailer broke records for the most views in the first 24 hours with 51 million hits. And of course, the Star Wars fan response was overwhelmingly positive. And thanks to our friends at Echo Base Network, we now know that those 51 million views for the Acolyte trailer are clearly more than the 83 million views in the same period for the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. That's some Ivy League math skills right there from the girls at Lucasfilm. The Acolyte is coming on Disney Plus Star Wars, so pull up a chair, sit back and relax, because this show is promising more action than a casting couch next to Leslie's old office. Make sure you're subscribed to Valliant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.